Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today is episode 27 of the Road to 120 Slayer series, and we have a lot for you guys in this episode. 10 tasks were completed in total, so we obviously made lots of Slayer gains and made lots of money. Now, before we jump into today's episode, I do want to give a shout out to my Twitch. I actually streamed about half of these tasks on stream, which was super fun. It was really great interacting with you guys live. It's something that you can't really do much as a YouTuber. You can't really connect with your subscribers too well. So I think live streaming through Twitch is a good way of doing that. I'm planning on doing it a lot more for the end of the series and throughout the last 24 million XP. I'm going to try and stream a few times per week and give it a pretty good try now. Definitely follow my Twitch if you are interested in joining a live stream and interacting with me and everyone there. You can follow me at SilencedRS and just go to Twitch and type in SilencedRS and that'll be me. Also, the link is in the description down below if you guys want to do that. Make sure the notifications are on because I do not have a stream schedule as of right now. I'm probably just going to stream whenever I feel like it, most likely in the evenings. But as I said, 2 or 3 times a week is what I'm going to be trying to do. But anyway, guys, let's get on with the video. I hope to see you in the live streams, and I hope you enjoy today's video. So jumping into our first Slayer task of the episode, we ended up getting 47 Living Wyverns. This is a really great Slayer task. You usually make quite a bit of money. The XP is alright for the time that it takes to kill them. It is a really active task, however. You cannot AFK this whatsoever, but it is pretty fun. You also get some pretty good drops, which does make it much more fun. As you can see, I'm going with my Noxious Scythe. Usually you would want to use dual wield, so my Dragors, but since I don't have the Dragors perked out yet, I'm going to be using my Noxious Scythe. It does make it a little bit more difficult because if I click on a Wyvern, sometimes I am not close enough to them so that they will use some magic and range attacks and not just melee. And you really want to be close enough to them so they only use melee. That's why you're using Protect from melee. Otherwise, you'll be hit pretty hard. So as you can see, some of these times I will step in to the Wyvern rather than just auto-attacking him and clicking on him. That is to avoid those ranged and mage attacks. So looking at the loot we got from this task, we made about 2.6 mil, which isn't too bad. The task took around 20 minutes to complete, so it wasn't too bad there. We got about 88k Slayer XP. Overall, it was a pretty solid task. We didn't get as much money as I would expect for a Living Wyvern task, but it is pretty solid for 20 minutes of work. Now, picking up our second Slayer task, we ended up getting 87 Dinosaurs. This is usually a pretty good task. You get some good XP from it. We're going to be going to the Brutish Dinosaurs because they give the most Slayer XP. They give 3,100 per kill. Now, the only problem with it is they do have a lot of HP. They have 75,000 HP, so it does take a while to kill them. As you can see, I am using my cannon, so this is a pretty good method where you can sort of get them to aggro onto you, and then you can AoE them down with your AoE abilities. It does, however, take a decent while to kill these Brutish Dinosaurs. Killing about 87 of them took around 1 hour to kill them all, so it wasn't that fast. However, the XP is usually pretty decent. I'm kind of contemplating doing some other dinosaurs maybe for my future dinosaur tasks because they're probably faster. You won't get as much XP for the task, but I'm thinking they will be much faster than around 50 minutes or an hour for just a dinosaur task. So we might be doing that. Let me know in the comments if you guys think I should do some other kinds of dinosaurs. But anyway, for the loot we got from this creature, we got about 2.4 mil in the about hour of work, and also 270,000 Slayer XP, so it wasn't really too efficient. It is a lot of Slayer XP for a Slayer task, but the task did take nearly an hour, so not really a great task. There's a big drop in the GP that you make from this task since Tomb Shroom Spores have just dropped down to 4k. They used to be 100k when I was doing it midway through the series. That is a huge hit to the loot tab, by the way. We have quite a few Tomb Shroom Spores in there that were priced pretty high when we got them, and now they're pretty much worthless. And so moving on to our next Slayer task, we got 112 Crystal Shapeshifters. This is one of my favorite tasks. It's sort of AFK, but also a little bit active at the same time. You want to have them in your player-owned Slayer dungeon, and you can sort of AFK them. They can deal quite a bit of damage, so that's why I don't say it's fully AFK, because you do need to pay attention somewhat, make sure that your health is pretty high and that you are not out of prayer points. But it is a really good creature. You get quite a bit of Slayer XP per hour, and then the GP per hour is actually really good as well, especially for sort of an AFK task. So I really do like this one, and also I found it so much easier now that I got my Noxious Scythe perked out. With Genocidal, it's a super useful perk for all of these Slayer tasks. Definitely one I would advise getting if you're planning on grinding out Slayer. And so from the Slayer task, we ended up making 1.5 mil in the regular loot. As you can see, we got about 300 of the Tardian crystals. These are worth around 3k each, so that's another 900k. So about 2.4 mil from this task. Pretty solid. We also got 142,000 Slayer XP. Now this task only took 20 to 25 minutes to complete, so you can see that it is a pretty good Slayer task, both in terms of XP and GP. Now moving on to our next task, we end up getting another Living Wyvern task. These are pretty good. As I said earlier in the video, we're going to be going with the same setup, the Noxious Scythe again. I definitely need to get those Dragors perked out though, because you really do take a lot of unnecessary hits when you are using the Noxious Scythe. As I said, you're just at a further distance, so they do use those ranged and mage attacks every once in a while. And so we actually ended up getting a loot beam from this task. Unfortunately, it wasn't anything super great. We got a Raptor Key part, which I probably won't even complete because I do have Camel Warriors on my ban list. Might take them off and try and complete a Raptor Key though. Anyway, it is a pretty cool drop. And for the loot, as you can see, we made about 3.1 mil, so a bit more from this task, 95,000 Slayer XP, and of course we got that Raptor Key part. You can see that we got a lot luckier with the Wyvern Bones. That is where you are going to be making most of the money from this task. They do have a chance of dropping some noted ones, so that is just a nice bonus drop. Overall, pretty solid task and some good GP. Now at this point, I decided to go ahead and get my Reaper, get some bossing done, because it's a bit more exciting than just constantly doing some Slayer tasks. So we are going to be doing an Araxi kill. We have 3 of them, and we're going to be doing bottom path, because we currently have the top path, the leg for that top path. So we're going to be trying to get the bottom leg piece. However, we do have path 1 and 3 open, which is probably my least favorite when you're going for the bottom path. I hate having minions as a secondary path that's open, because usually you will take the minions into the final phase, which I did have to do multiple times. Now we did do pretty well with killing Araxi, no real scares or anything. As you can see, the loot from this first kill, nothing too special, 374k. The overloads are pretty nice though. Our second kill, 430k, nothing really special there. And moving on to our third kill, we end up getting 25k. Really sad drop, but we did get 5 overloads, so that is worth something. Anyway, pretty solid Reaper. We made about 800k from the 3 kills, which is a bit low, but at least we did get about 7 overload flasks out of it, so that is something. And so moving on to another Slayer task, we end up getting a Ripper Demon task. We're going to be killing 62 of these. Now the good thing about this task, I actually had a ton of binding contracts already. I think I made about 250 of them. So we do have a lot just ready for the Ripper Demon tasks, because you make a ton of money if you are making the Ripper Demon binding contracts. If you have this task, you really need to bring binding contracts. You get about 80k profit per kill just per binding contract. So it's really crazy. And as you can see, we end up getting a loot beam. This time it's another Raptor Key. We ended up getting 2 Raptor Keys in this task. So that was kind of lucky. Again, kind of persuading me to take Camel Warriors off the ban list. As you can see, the loot though, 7.6 mil. Most of that money coming off the Ripper Demon binding contracts. 6.2 mil there. Really, this isn't a great task if you don't have those binding contracts. If you do have them, you're really making bank. We also got 168,000 Slayer XP, which isn't too bad, and the task took around 30 minutes to complete, so pretty solid, really good for the GP per hour, and pretty okay for the Slayer XP. Next, we're going to be killing some Soul Devourers, so we got 215 of these. This is a pretty nice task because it's AFK. It's kind of a change of pace from all the Living Wyvern tasks, Ripper Demons, and stuff that we've had. And the keys to the crossing are really high right now. They're priced at over 500k each, which is really crazy, I think. And as you can see, I did do this on stream. These next few kills or tasks, they've all been done on stream. And as I said, it was a ton of fun just talking with all the viewers and my subscribers, them asking me questions, me being able to answer them live. It was a ton of fun and definitely something I'm planning on doing a lot more in the future. And so from this Soul Devourer task, we end up getting 3 keys to the crossing. So 1.76 mil right there. That's a lot of money just for 3 keys. And of course, we have a ton banked. We got about 2 mil from the dungeon chest. So pretty solid there. About a 3.7 mil task, which took 15 to 20 minutes. Really good. Then we also got 108,000 Slayer XP. Pretty good for a nice and chill, relaxing task. And so we ended up getting another pretty sweaty task following our kind of relaxing task. We got 68 Ripper Demons again. And as I said, we have a ton of binding contracts. So we're going to be making some more Ripper Demon binding contracts. Just make tons of money off this task. As you can see, I am using the Dragors. And as I said, I don't have them perked out. But the Noxious Scythe just does not work here. I tried it out. And I just instantly hit 2 Ripper Demons. And then I had to run out because you can't really handle more than 1 Ripper Demon at once. So really, you do need Dragors or dual wield weapons for Ripper Demons, at least I think. One thing that I really do need to do is actually get some Ripper Demons in my player-owned Slayer dungeon. I ended up forgetting my Ushabis to capture a soul. I think I want 2 of them in the player-owned Slayer dungeon because usually I won't need to kill more than 2 because once I kill one, the other one should respawn. So I am definitely planning on doing that. If you guys saw my video on the top 10 creatures for the player-owned Slayer dungeon, Ripper Demons was in that list, so it is a really great creature to add to your Slayer dungeon. It's definitely one I really want to add to mine. And so looking at the loot breakdown, we made a ton of cash. 9 mil from this task, obviously most of it coming off the Ripper Demon binding contracts. 185,000 Slayer XP as well, so a really great task. This one took another half an hour, maybe 35-40 minutes because there was a few more Ripper Demons than before. But it was really great. We made a ton of money off this task. You can see that this task is well over 10 mil, maybe even 15 mil per hour, which is just insane. Now moving on to our next task, we end up getting 154 Elves, so this is nice. It's a pretty chill and relaxing task, but you also make quite a bit of money. Elves is a really amazing money maker. You don't actually require any Slayer levels. You can kill them at level 1 Slayer, so if you guys don't have a high Slayer level and you have Prifdness unlocked, you can do this for money. And basically, the prices of everything, they're not really going to go down. You make most of the money off the alkables, which is why I do have my Spring Cleaner. Makes it super AFK. They also have a ton of coin drops, and then they have some herbs and just some secondary ingredients for summoning and stuff like that, and herb lore. So those things are obviously always going to be in demand. Elves really are an excellent money maker, like probably 6-7 mil per hour right now, depending on your kills per hour, of course. But anyway, I did just want to mention that. We're going to be going into our loot breakdown. So looking at the GP we made, about 2.3 mil, as you can see, most of it coming from the coins, which is alkables and also coin drops. This task, it took around 20 minutes to complete, so really good GP per hour. We also got 93,000 Slayer XP, which is just sort of okay, but not bad. And so moving on to our final task, we end up getting a Dragon Cluster task, probably my favorite task because we get to go do Elite Dungeons 2. Elite Dungeons 2 really is amazing. So we ended up getting a trio. Me and 2 of my friends from my Discord server were able to go. And definitely, if you guys want to go with me to Elite Dungeons, join my Discord server because I will just try and get some people to go with me sometimes. That's usually where I'll find people to go. But anyway, shout out to those 2 guys for going with me. It was lots of fun. I also streamed this as well. Which was, of course, just tons of fun. We ended up getting about 4 or 5 Elite Dungeon 2 runs in. So we did make quite a bit of money off of this. For some reason, my dragon kills, they weren't always counting every time I killed a dragon. So for my 138 kills, I probably only got about half of them with Elite Dungeons 2 just because they weren't counting after I was killing these dragons. So that sort of did suck. But the money we made from this task, really amazing. So to start off, I haven't actually cleared out my Elite Dungeon chest. So I had about 13 mil going into this Slayer task, went up to 23 mil, so we had 10 mil off the Elite Dungeons 2, and 500,000 Slayer XP. We also did a little bit of QBD. This is just a highlight of the biggest drop I got there. 1.3 mil, we made about 2 or 3 mil off QBD as well. And then we just finished the dragon task with some celestial dragons, just because I only had a few left and I didn't really have it in me to do another Elite Dungeon 2 run. So we did just finish it off with that. But overall, as I said, this task was extremely profitable. We made about 12 or 13 mil off this task, and also 500,000 Slayer XP. So again, the Dragon Cluster task is so good. It is probably my most enjoyable task as well, because I get to do some bossing with some friends. So that is always a lot of fun, and I really do like Elite Dungeons. So hopefully we do end up getting a lot more Dragon Cluster tasks in the future. I really hope I get a ton during Double XP weekend, because the XP from this task is just insane. So that is it for today's episode. We're going to look at the total loot breakdown for the episode. So as you can see, we made about 46.2 mil, and man, does that loot tab look better and better every episode. We have so many items in there. I love all the uniques and stuff. It's really worth a ton. So the estimated loot for the entire loot tab is worth 920 mil. It's going to be interesting to see at the end of the series what the price actually is, because I have just been price checking them as I got these drops. So of course the prices have been changing, and it's going to be interesting just to see if I made money from holding on to these drops or not. But also for the Slayer XP, we made about 1.6 mil Slayer XP for today's episode, which is pretty solid for an episode. Now we're at a total of 38 million Slayer XP, and that is just off the Slayer creatures, not counting my daily challenges and stuff like that. But overall, really great episode today. We made quite a bit of money. 46 mil is quite a bit for an episode. And as I said, we streamed a lot of these tasks, which was a ton of fun. And I really hope you guys do tune in to my future streams. It really is a lot of fun interacting with you guys and getting to know you guys. It's really, really fun. And so again, if you guys are interested in catching some of my live streams, the link to my Twitch is in the description down below, and the name is SilencedRS. And again, if you guys want to join my Discord server, the link to that is in the description as well. And maybe we can do Elite Dungeons 2 or some bossing together sometimes. If I'm looking for a group to go, I just post in there. So if you guys are up for that, definitely join the Discord. And I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. I love making this series, and I can't wait to do some more live streams with you guys. So anyway guys, I really hope you did enjoy today's video, and hopefully I see you guys in the next live stream as well as the next video. So anyway guys, see you in the next one. Peace.